brutality exists. For police officers to take our time to waste the time of an entire nation and talk about they never heard of police brutality, they don't know what black people are talking about, they can't prove it. We know in Detroit, anytime a black person is brutalized by the police, he goes into court and he's arrested for assault and battery. Now the basic issue is so simple and nobody will even touch it because you're afraid to touch it. You are deliberately trying to evade the issue. Everybody is trying.
Reverend Clegg, if you can hear me.
The thing is that in the United States we are engaged in a power struggle between black people and white people. You don't want to say it. You don't want to hear it said. You want to talk to somebody else. You got a nut sitting there someplace who says he's a police official who hasn't said one thing all night. There is a power struggle going on, and black people have decided they're not going to tolerate oppression any longer. Now, police brutality is a very deliberate thing. It's a part of American life. America has decided that black people are to be kept in subjection. It's an army of occupation that the white power structure keeps in the black ghetto. We know that. Don't talk about how what is the incident, how much it is. You know what it is.
Reverend Clegg, let me ask you a question.
Knows it. White people know it. Throughout America, white people know what white policemen are doing.
Let me ask you a question, Professor Reverend Clegg.
You know what it is. Everybody knows what it is. Now, black people are not going to permit police brutality to go on.
Reverend Clegg.
City in America.
Reverend Clegg.
We had in almost 100 cities race violence last summer. If police brutality continues, we'll have it in 200 cities next summer. Now, white people know that. Something has got to be done about it. We are wasting time. We are waiting. Let's come to the issue.
I can't seem to get Reverend Clegg's ear, and without seeming to seem irreverent or disrespectful, we're going to shift to Philadelphia, where the chief.
Reverend Clegg. Now, that's one of the original podcasts. If you watched that video before, you see he had an earpiece in his ear and he was connected in with police stations, other venues around the country. People were preaching, they had police chiefs. That was Carl Parcell from Detroit. He ran the police union. In Detroit. Bigoted, racist, race soldier. And he was trying to get Reverend Clegg's attention, but Reverend Clegg was on a roll. But you could tell he knew Reverend Clegg was talking shit because the motherfucker went all the way up from a reverend to professor, to doctor. He gave him a Dr. Clegg. Yes, because he knew he was learning something. He knew that shit was real. He wasn't just rambling and shit. He wasn't just one of them preachers and shit. Sound like he got a whole bunch of phlegm in his throat. The motherfucker was clear. He was articulate. And he was speaking facts. And when you talk like that, see, he didn't talk like Herschel Walker talks. Reverend Clegg talked like that in the 60s. In the 60s. But Herschel Walker up here talking like this, 2021. What the fuck is really going on, bruh? Herschel Walker sound like he just took his straw hat off to go up to the microphone. Facts found in history. We're going to have a history lesson. Facts found in.
I didn't find any appointments about history lesson.
Oh, shit. Siri, shut the fuck up, bitch. I ain't talking to your ass. Siri hear all your shit. I wasn't even touching the phone. I said the shit, and then she could see. That's why I don't like it. They recording everything y'all say out here. Everything. wasn't even touching the phone, but she started looking for some history lesson. Bitch, if I need a history lesson, I'll go read a book. Or I can listen to one of these young historians out here, or some of these old historians out here. Shit, I can get a history lesson. I watch Be the Power and get a motherfucking history lesson. I call up one of my sisters. I can call up Shanna. I can call up Cynthia. I can call... There's so many people out here deeper in the streets with the history. Not history. History. I don't need Siri. I don't need Siri to get no history. Because I can get some documented shit. I can get some documented shit out here. Fuck, and they all younger than me. You ain't got to be an elder to teach me some shit. If you got the depths, you got my ear. If you have no depth, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. So I didn't mean to rhyme like that. I don't want to sound like Greg Carr. He out here quoting Rakim. So blasphemous. So blasphemous. Quoting Rakim. If I can quote William Rakim Griffin. He got a lot of knowledge and shit, but he's not using it all for good right now. And I'm not piling on and shit from the shit that I heard with BTP and some other brothers who are out here talking it, but that's not healthy right now. What he's doing is not healthy. It's not healthy. And to name drop people like that, Rolly's got to understand, he can't name drop people like that. He shouldn't have name dropped people like that. That's more fractionalization for the black collector. People are confused out here. Are they FBA? Are they ADOS? Are they freedmen? Are they descendants of chattel slavery? Descendants of American slavery? Descendants of American chattels? There's a lot of fractionalization out there. He just did more to it. He shouldn't have did that. Rolly shouldn't have did that. He got one of the biggest platforms out here. He don't need to do that. He don't need to cause no ruckus. If Greg want to get up there and do his plagiarist freestyling, let him do his shit. Write your rhymes, nigga. Write your rhymes. I write my own rhymes. I don't need to quote a legendary rapper. I'll write my own rhymes. And I'll put 21 MCs in a line. I already told these motherfuckers, they better be glad I'm 50 and fat. Because if I was a young nigga out here, I could out-rap most of these young niggas out here. I just ain't got the time or the wind. I'm not going to run around on the stage like y'all niggas do. I'm going to stand in front of the mic and just kick the ballistics. But I didn't get out here to talk about my rapping skills, Greg's rapping skills, or lack thereof, or any of that. What I came on here for was Reverend Klieg, and what he was talking about was police brutality. Because what I'm talking about is police brutality. I'm actually talking about police murder. Because George Floyd is dead. He just didn't suffer police brutality. George Floyd was killed by police. Yeah. And I'm noticing that they're getting set up for Derek Chauvin and the other 3 race soldiers' acquittal. I don't know if you've seen Hennepin County or not, but they're set up right now, or setting up. I think they still had a ways to go. They're setting up for the acquittals of Derek Chauvin and them 3 little bitches that he was with when they killed brother George Floyd. They putting barbed wire fences up and shit. All type of barricades and shit around the Hennepin County Courthouse. Now, they're not setting up for a parade. They're not setting up for a demolition. They're setting up for the acquittals of Derek Chauvin and the 3 race soldiers. Sound like a little singing group, little bebop group. Derek and the race soldiers. What's his name? Derek Chauvin, DC. DC and the RCs. Derek Chauvin and the race soldiers. Oh, that's the RSs. Sorry. God damn it, that got me like talking like Herschel. Don't know my initials and shit, my acronyms. So you got DC and the RSs. Yeah. the race soldiers that helped kill George Floyd, and they setting up because they know they about to be acquitted, and it's gonna be some shit that's gonna pop off in motherfucking Minnesota. So they getting the courthouse riot ready. The courthouse getting riot ready right now. Riot ready right now. Barbed wire fences, barricades. They gonna have it. They already talked about the National Guard to be there. How you already get the RSVP from the National Guard, but they couldn't get the RSVP from the National Guard at the Capitol? Nigga, what? They got the RSVP already for the National Guard for the Derek Chauvin trial, but they didn't get the RSVP for the Capitol insurrection. I hate saying insurrection, but I'm trying to be politically correct right now. Uh-oh, they going through somebody's shit. Yeah, somebody going to jail. What's a Black Lives Matter van? It was a Suburban, had Black Lives Matter on the thing. They trying to throw the hook off. They trying to throw the hook off with a BLM thing, and now they're getting their car searched through. See? Don't think that everybody out here on that bullshit. They got a big ass Black Lives Matter thing on their side of their car, but they just got pulled over and they getting their car searched. So it must have been some PC. They going through there, and I ain't in the city. I'm in Dearborn. And cops ain't trying to stop you unless you wilding out here anyway with this COVID. You really got to be doing some fucked up shit to get stopped, and especially in the middle of the day like this, when there's not a lot of traffic. But they got a big-ass Black Lives Matter decals and shit on their windows, and they done got pulled over, and they're getting their shit ran through. Saw the cops in the back of the vehicle, running through their shit. They were running through the cop car. Looked like they had some bags. So, yeah, they packed up. Yep. But Black Lives Matter, right there. See, that's kind of shit. I mean, if you a civil rights activist, if you a Black Lives Matter civil rights activist, what you doing with some wrong shit? See, decadent veil. The decadent veil. Boy, they called him simp. What they call him, the simp sidekick? Or the sidekick simp? Lost my shit. So they call him the sidekick simp. I'm going to get the other one, the loudmouth light skin. So we got the loudmouth light skin and sidekick simp. Now you ain't never got to say the names no more. You ain't got to say the names. You got to pay the fines. You got to pay the tolls. You can say ADOS, but just don't put the tic-tac-toe in front of it. Because I don't even want to say the hashtag and that, because if you say hashtag and that, they charge you a toll. So say tic-tac-toe. You can say tic-tac-toe, ADOS. It's not the same thing as if you say hashtag and, yeah, you can't say it all. They got motherfuckers out here like this. This is why we out here. Like, so some of them people, man, confused, and Roland did that punk shit. It was punk shit. And I'm not calling him a punk, but it was some punk shit, but it was just instigating. He wanted to instigate Greg. And that's what made Greg get up off his seat and quote Rakim. He quoted Rakim like he was at Def Poetry Jam and shit. And I forgot the two girls that be on the show. Ladies, not girls, they women, They was just egging him on and shit. I'm like, oh boy. Please don't throw your drawers on the stage. Don't throw your drawers on the stage. But it's all good. Yeah, man, they getting Hennepin County? Shit. Let me tell you something. Hennepin County is going to look totally different. about to look totally different. Because they're doing this right now. They haven't even picked the juries. Jury selection hasn't started. They already know there's about to be problems. You know, shit's underground, but it's not. And they know there's about to be problems. So what they're gonna do is what they're gonna do. They're gonna get the place all set up, knowing some shit's gonna jump off. Has no choice. Has no choice, because they know that Chauvin is probably gonna get acquitted. Yeah. They're not gonna convict him. They're not gonna convict that rat. He's gonna get acquitted. And then they're gonna set it off in Minneapolis. They'll be ready. They want to protect their government buildings. They don't want to protect people, but they'll protect the buildings that are federally insured. But all the people, it's going to be melee. All the people. Are they going to protect the people, or are they just going to protect the edifices? I don't know. But police brutality's been going on so long. Police brutality started with slavery. Y'all seen them first badges? I'm not that deep. Y'all seen the badges with Slave Patrol? It's the same badge that police wear now. It just doesn't say Slave Patrol. It just gives their jurisdiction. Same fucking badge. It never changed it. It's the same star. It shouldn't be a star. It was a star during slave times. PTSD. When I see that shield, I think of Slave Patrol. Now, I know there's some decent law enforcement people out here. I'm not saying that all law enforcement is on that shit. And I'll be going, well, there's black police officers. Doesn't matter. I done been treated worse by black police officers than I've been treated by some white police officers. So, black in a badge don't mean shit. Nathings. Hell, motherfucker was part black to kill George. They had a part black one and a part Asian one, and I think it was another white one, and then Chauvin. You know he white. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They're getting ready for the acquittal. They wouldn't be setting all this shit up if they thought they were going to get a conviction, because if they get a conviction, the charges really ain't that high. But if they get a conviction, people aren't going to riot. Unless they start talking some time served shit. They're not going to riot. And they wouldn't need to put up all them barriers. This right here is a signal. I'm trying to tell you. It says the National Guard has already sent their RSVP in. Some shit in the game, bro. Sis. They wrapping up the courthouse. I ain't heard them talk about wrapping up no black folks. Yeah, I ain't heard that. Motherfucker just got, they let him quit. They didn't even fire him and let him quit so he can go work as a police officer again. He don't even have to disclose that shit. It's not on his record because he quit before he got fired. Motherfucker mocking George Floyd. It's like 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times they mocked George Floyd. Police mocking police killing a black man. First they put him on, they suspended him without pay, and he went on and quit real quick. He's like, suspended without pay? Or you're not suspending me with pay? Oh, they about to get rid of my ass. Let me put my resignation in so I can go get another cop job. Because if they had fired him, then he wouldn't be able to work no more, because ain't nobody gonna hire you after you do that. Unless you just go to some small ass, hillbilly ass town where you could be a cop, but you probably need a part-time job still too. So, yeah. He can go somewhere and still get him a, decent paying cop job. Yeah. That's the way that worked. And then the other motherfuckers in LA, they investigating that. Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of cops in on that. It was some greeting card or some shit. Valentine's Day card. They actually made a Valentine's Day card out of this motherfucker, man. This motherfucker getting killed by other police. Repair. Prepare to repair. I'm trying to tell people that reparations is so multi-level. Stop thinking about what they can do. They talking about $1 trillion, $2 trillion relief fund packages. That's straight up, there's some cash shit in there. But what about that's some one-time shit. We talking about some multi-generational shit. We were enslaved for 12 generations. It's going to take about that to repair us. We were enslaved and gone through systemic oppression. No, I'm sorry, enslaved for 12 generations. We've been enslaved and gone through systemic oppression for 19 generations. 7 more, add 7 more. Add 7 more MCs there, Greg. You trying to say that black immigrants been around here for 19 generations? And if you want to go all the way back to 1526, now we're at 22 generations. 22. You trying to say that they get reparations for that? They can be a part of a black agenda, but they don't deserve reparations for descendants of slavery. Stop trying to bag them in on this. I kind of got what you're saying when you're saying they deserve something, but they don't deserve what we deserve. So stop that shit. Bruh. Stop it. It's not fair. It's not fair to do that shit. You bullshitting when you're doing that. Yeah. Why would he blow her? She was already in the parking lot because he wanted to rev off. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm going to get up out of here, man. Gotta grab something to eat for her, so. Oh, man. Some shit I wrote when I was using the bathroom this morning. I know y'all be liking me hear me talk about me doing my business while I'm writing, but I can't quote William Rakim Griffin. But I can quote Shannon. It's so disrespectful. Just like Greg Carr, it's so disrespectful. So disrespectful with all the shit they doing. They fucked up y'all Black History Month. Or should I say they was screwing. They declassified files, admitted their white guilt. But we already knew who the fuck they had killed. They killed Medgar, Malcolm, and Martin, all before 40. 3 dead black men, 3 dead black husbands, and now 13 fatherless shorties. It's easy to talk about black men not being in their kids' lives when you systemically kill them off and then you call them ex-wives. The only exes are the targets in your gun sights. What good is a backpack full of textbooks at a gunfight? Who provides for the assassinated's babies and their plight? Forced to live a life of what ifs and just mights? They wrote all men are created equal while simultaneously calling us 3/5. They comprise the United States Constitution. And motherfucking slavery was our gift. Line your 7 MCs up, Greg Carr, and keep quoting motherfuckers that's already been quoted by themselves. Stop plagiarizing these raps. Write your own bars. You ain't the only one out here who can rhyme. Well, I'm supposed to go get a dashiki now so I can be deep like you? I ain't never gonna be deep like you, bro. You done read all them books behind you. I get it. But I don't give a fuck what's behind you. You need to understand what's in front of you. And reparations is for descendants of chattel slavery. The black agenda and initiatives for them is for black immigrants or anybody that is not a descendant of slavery. Come on, man. Stop making them laugh, making them giggle, making them throw their hands in the air like they just don't care. You better care. You better care. One love.